These look like designer vases you'd find in a luxury boutique or high-end store, but would you believe they started out at the Dollar Tree? I've tested hundreds of budget DIYs, and these might be the easiest, most elegant transformations yet. This episode isn't just about beautiful decor, it's about extraordinary potential in the ordinary. Let's get started with our first project. I wanted to start with something really simple, and I took one of these reeded vases from the Dollar Tree. They are in the $5 section, but they might be the $3 section. I've had them for a minute, and I know some of these vases might be hit and miss, but these all should be ones that are pretty easy to get your hands on. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this vase or another vase and you're gonna flip it upside down. Then what I had was the lid to this candle, and I just popped that off. And in my case, I'm gonna be using some museum wax to assemble these because I want the ability to disassemble at some point just by the nature of what I do. You could also use hot glue, which is also a little bit stronger and easily disassemblable. Disassemblable? You can easily disassemble it if you use hot glue, but if you're wanting something a little bit more sturdy, I would recommend the Dollar Tree's little epoxy kits. I get these at the Dollar Tree. I use them all the time, and these ones are by far more durable. This project is so easy that even if you mix this 5-minute epoxy, you should be able to get it all done within that 5 minutes. So I used some museum wax to attach that lid to the bottom of the vase that we've flipped over, so I can easily disassemble it when I'm done, just because I wanted to give you the ideas, but by nature of what I do, I need the flexibility to alter it in the future. So
trends change, people change.
Then I took this little candlestick that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. I believe it's $2.49, very inexpensive, but very cute. And I am gonna be using that as kind of like the neck of the vase that supports a lampshade. And then I, again, attach that with museum wax. For the rest of you, I'd recommend at minimum hot glue or use the epoxy kit if you're looking for something a little bit more sturdy, because we are trying to create a very easy lamp, if you haven't guessed that by now. So then we attach the lampshade. Now, you can find these at the thrift store. I found some very affordable ones at Hobby Lobby for $6.99. So you can find these very reasonably. You know, even go shop your own house. You might even have the right size lampshade for it. I know I did on another one that's coming up here in just a second, but then you end up with a cute little lamp. Dollar Tree vase, a lid from a Dollar Tree candle, a $2 candlestick that's upside down, and a lampshade. Now you're like, well, what about the light? So I actually got these little puck lights at Hobby Lobby. They're in a pack of 3 for $10.99, which makes them about $3.50 a piece, or maybe slightly under. And you get 3 of them. They come with a remote, and you can turn it on and off, on and off. And then also this comes with like a peel-in stick, 3M, that you could use if you want, or you can just set it in. So we're gonna just set that in, and then we have a little lamp. But you probably won't be able to see much during the day. And honestly, I have gotten other puck lights off of Amazon. They sell a puck light at Dollar Tree, so you do have some options when it comes to lighting. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and link another light bulb from Amazon that might be a little bit even more intense. It's a little bit more money, but it's like a battery operated light bulb that literally would set on, and it looked perfect, but it did cost a little bit more. But isn't this so cute? Now this just goes to show you don't have to have it all figured out to start making something beautiful. Sometimes you just need to take it one step, one spark, and let the glow grow from there. This was so easy. This is a beginner-friendly project. It's super cute, and it all started with a Dollar Tree vase, and I just love that. Now, if you liked this lamp, stay tuned, because I have like another version that I thought it would be fun. I just had fun like creating these little tiny lamps, and so I have another one coming up for you soon. This next one might be my favorite. I don't know. They're all so good, but this one I really, really love. So I found all of these inspiration chinoiserie vases. They're very popular right now. I've seen them on Amazon, on Pottery Barn, Magnolia, like there's a whole bunch of them, and they can be pretty expensive. So what I decided to do is to take a Dollar Tree vase. Now I've had this one for a while, so I don't know if they still carry this at the Dollar Tree, but all of these, like, you can honestly might even be able to find something for less money at your local thrift store in the glass section, because there's always a ton of vase options, and you might be able to score some pretty good deals. So I took this out into my workshop and I sprayed on a coat of white paint. Now, I only did one coat, but you could definitely do two. I think it ended up working out just fine with my one coat, but two, I would never dissuade you from doing. So I just wanted to see what it would look like and test that for you. And it did turn out really, really well. So I let that fully dry. Then what you're gonna do is find a pretty napkin. Now, I ordered this package off of Amazon for $5.99, and it's a package of 25, and I only ended up using the equivalent of one. I partially cut up another one and I ended up not needing it at all, so I probably shouldn't have even bothered breaking into the other one. And look at this napkin. It is so beautiful, and it does mimic that look of that chinoiserie. I decided to go with a green, but I also really love the look of black. They also have like taupe ones that are very beautiful, blue. When I think of a blue chinoiserie pattern, it obviously makes me think of Lisa. For those of you who've been asking, her channel did get fixed, by the way, and it's back up live. So make sure you go over and support her channel as well after you watch this episode. So what you're gonna do is take the napkin and you are going to peel off the top layer and separate that white backing. We won't need that. And then of course you cut it out in little sections. And then we're gonna take some Mod Podge and put that on the vase. And then you're gonna very carefully place our little chinoiserie napkin sections all around the vase. And because it was a base coat of white and there's a white backing, this went on beautifully. And you just kind of tap it into place and then let it dry. Now, if you didn't get enough Mod Podge on, you can go in with a brush and make sure if like any of the edges are poking up, you can go over it with a little bit of the Mod Podge and let that dry. And I did the whole entire vase. And then once that was dry, I took a little bit of sandpaper and kind of sandpapered off the top, because I did try to trim it down, but there was a little bit of excess in me. I just sanded that down. Now, what you could do at this point is go over it with another layer of Mod Podge. But I really wanted to mimic that look of a ceramic vase. And so I took this back out to my workshop and sprayed it in a coat of like a shiny gloss polyurethane, because I was trying to get the look of ceramic. Let that fully dry. So once that was fully dry, I wanted to give it the look of that pottery look that you see on most of these ones. They have little exposed pottery on the top and the bottom. And we mimicked that by using this paint. It's by Folk Art, called Iced Coffee. And I found that this really looks good as like a pottery base looking. And you can put that on rough. You know, it does not, there's no like pristine lines. You just kind of pounce that on and then let it dry. If you need to do like a second coat, which I probably would recommend, do a second coat so it really looks like it's terracotta underneath it. Let that fully dry. But then we need to age it a little bit, because all of these pieces end up having like that aged effect. So the next thing you're gonna do is take this antiquing wax also by Folk Art and go over the top of it. By the way, can I just plug my crafting mat, which came in clutch, especially on this project. This is such a high quality crafting mat. It protects your surfaces. You can put paint directly on it, glue directly on it, and it cleans up really well. What I recommend is using the foaming Windex. You spray that on, wipe it down, it comes right off. It cleans up like a beauty and with such ease. This is such a good tool to have in your arsenal. And this is from my Aaliyah website, which is www.aaliyah.com. aleah.com, aleah.com, and we have a whole bunch of other products that also came in clutch. Was my Aleah nitrile gloves will protect your hands and keep them clean, and they are very thick, durable, and non-latex. They're nitrile. So those are all products at my website. Totally check them out. I made sure that they are high quality for you. So then I usually use kind of like a small chip brush to do the antiquing wax. You kind of pounce that on, and then if you have like a napkin that you can pounce over and kind of remove some of that a little bit. I also put a little bit of that onto the vase because I did notice like some antiquing looks to the bulk of like the chinoiserie, and it looks beautiful, and I love this. Now, I just threw in a few bunches of these flowers that I think I got off of Amazon. They were already in my stash, so I just kind of wanted to present what it looked like finished. I think this would look beautiful with just greenery. It looks beautiful with flowers. I love the way this looks. It's so beautiful, so classy, so high-end looking. Nobody would ever guess. The vase was probably like a $3 vase plus a 50-cent napkin and a few supplies. So about $4-ish to do this vase project, and it is stunning. And if you get the package, you could do like a whole collection of them, go to the antique store, go to the Dollar Tree, and do like a whole bunch of different shapes and sizes. I think it would look so stunning and classy, and I hope that you like this project. Customize it to the color you like, and just know it doesn't have to be expensive to be exceptional. Sometimes it's the quiet, unnoticed things like a plain glass vase that with a little imagination can become total showstoppers. Kind of like us, right? I hope you enjoyed that project. So if you've made it to this point, thank you, by the way. If you are loving these easy high-end Dollar Tree transformations, and you also like thrift flips and IKEA hacks and all of those fun DIY decor ideas, hit that subscribe button. I've got so much more where this came from. And thank you so much to those of you who already have. Next up, I was like, I want to make some kind of centerpiece, and I don't want to spend a ton of money. So I'm like looking through my stash and looking through what I had, and I was basing it around that very large cylinder vase piece that the Dollar Tree has carried for a little bit now. I think this is one of their biggest vase staples that I love. I just found a boxwood wreath that was in my closet. You might have a wreath like this, a boxwood wreath, or any kind of wreath really, and I wanted to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. I started with like a white faux filler and kind of tucked that in the wreath, and that's gonna really give us kind of like a spring-like feel, even though like any of these could be used at any time of the year, honestly. So I tucked those into the wreath to make it feel more like a centerpiece and less like a wreath. And then I just found some white flowers that I had in my stash and poked those in as well. Then I plunked down our big cylinder vase. I'm gonna use this kind of as a hurricane. And then I took a faux pillar candle. I think I got this one at the Dollar Tree, and put that in the vase. And then we have a very simple, very easy centerpiece. You could put this on a coffee table. You could put this on your dining table. You could use this as like a wedding decor piece, like centerpiece. And it was so simple to do. This was stuff that I had either on hand or that I bought at the Dollar Tree. So it's not about how much you spend. It's about how you see. Beauty isn't always loud or expensive. Sometimes it's subtle, layered, and waiting to be styled into something stunning, just like we did this time around. Don't forget to stick with me till a little bit later in the episode. I'm going to share with you another version of a very easy DIY lamp out of a vase. If you want to check that out, stay tuned. That will be coming up a little bit later. So this next one, we are going to start with like technically like a juice glass, but when I saw it, I didn't really, I mean, yes, you could use it for juice, but I saw it as a small little vase, and it really had like a substantial, like thick, heavy bottom. This really screamed to me like something I would see as a small vase at Pottery Barn. It just had high-end vibes to it, even though it was little. Then I already had these in my stash, but you could go get these today, and they're very, very affordable. I think these are called anemones, the one with the dark center in them. Let's look this up really quick to see if I am saying it wrong. I did used to work in a floral shop. I don't know if you guys knew that. When I was in college for many years, like 3 years, I worked in floral shops, and yep, they are. Okay, Okay, I think that it's pronounced anemone. Anemone. Like really, they're very, very cute with the like the dark centers. Love them, so cute. And I got these in like the wedding pick section at Hobby Lobby. And I believe these ones are range about $1.99, maybe $1.50. It's really funny because each one of them was priced a little bit different, which means they had collected them over time and the price had changed. And then Lily of the Valley is such a beautiful, classy flower that I absolutely love. It grows wild at my parents' house, and it's a very expensive flower, the Lily of the Valley. If you were like doing this for like a wedding, they charge a fortune for it. And it's this very delicate, beautiful, pretty white flower. And these were only 99 cents at Hobby Lobby. And so these are very affordable flowers, very, very beautiful and very, very classy. This was so easy to put together. I literally just stuck them, bunched them into the vase, and nothing, it like took me less than 2 minutes to do this arrangement, and it would take you less than 2 minutes as well. If they're a little too tall, I just bent the stems, or you can cut them off as well. It turned into this beautiful, stunning arrangement that took no time. Started as a juice glass. You could put this on a shelf, you could put this on a bedside table, you could put it in your kitchen, anywhere that you need just that little something something. And we did this on a shoestring budget, and it shows you that even the smallest moments or vessels can hold something beautiful and lovely. So never underestimate what a little love and intention can bloom into. Just like you. Now we're gonna do the other lamp that I promised you. This one is just as easy, maybe even easier than the first one, and it's gonna be following very similar steps. Now, at the Dollar Tree, they have this kind of vase. It's been there for years. This one I felt you could do, but it's a little bit on the smaller end. So the one I'm using, I believe, is actually from Hobby Lobby. I got it for 50% off, so it was $2.50 on sale. I think the original price is $4.99. You could totally use this as well. You just need to, proportionally with the shade that I already had to work with, I wanted to use the one that was just slightly larger. Okay, we're gonna use that same candle base that we did on the first lamp, but this time we're gonna face it the other way. Like on the first lamp, we flipped it upside down. On this one, we're gonna leave it right side up. So on like the dome base, you've got this flat part, and you're gonna take your candlestick and glue it or adhere it to this and use that as kind of your lamp base and neck again, or like that little neck part. And then I happen to have a little tiny shade, and it was gonna work perfect. And I just, again, I'm using the museum wax because it has stick, but it disassembles a little bit easier for me. But you could use the glue or the epoxy as well, and I attached that shade. And that's it. So we have another little adorable, and like you could customize the space. You could spray paint it any color you want, leave it clear. You could put stuff inside it like flowers or greenery or something. I mean, because it almost has like a cloche-like feeling to it. So feel free to style this however you want, but I think that this is so super cute. Again, you've got the stick, and you can just put this right in here, and you have another lamp. And this size would be perfect in a bathroom, in a kitchen, like underneath your cabinets. You could put it in a laundry room. You could put it in like a little girl's room and use it as a nightlight. It has so much potential. But isn't this like such a cute little lamp made from like a little vase, and that's it, and a candlestick, and it's so easy to do. So I love these cute little lamp projects we've done. When light finds a way in, everything changes. What starts as a humble idea can become a centerpiece of warmth and beauty. And that's true for you too. Luxury isn't about price tags, it's about vision. And when you train your eye to see beauty in the simple, affordable, the everyday, suddenly the whole world becomes your design playground. So don't wait for permission. Create beauty on your terms. So I hope you enjoyed these projects, and if you did, here's another video with more Dollar Tree vase ideas that you might like as well. And I just want to remind you that you are powerful. We'll see you next time. Bye.